Alright, so what I have here, I'm getting ready to put the XR650L carburetor back together for the 6th time, 8th time, I don't know. Anyway, I had the Dyno Jet Moose kit, Moose Racing Dyno Jet Kit. It's all Dynojet parts, you know, all the jets come with the DJ160 Dynojet. Anyway, I've tried the jets, I've tried their jets, I've tried their needle. It actually came with one of, my carburetor actually had a Dynojet kit, but I didn't know that. So, but I actually have tried the settings on the needles. I've gone up, I've gone down. I still have the power surging at 3/4 throttle. One thing is they give you a needle that has 6 positions on it. They tell you in the instructions, place the E-clip in the 3rd groove from the top. Okay, I did that. And then you put their little shim, this little guy here, on top of that. Then you have this unit here that goes inside the slide assembly. And this is their directions on how it is. And I did that. Thing they don't tell you is when I went to richen the needle, which is you want to lower the clip, and that raises the needle out of the needle jet. It pulls it out 1 notch farther. Thing they don't tell you, as I throw it around on the table, is if I pull this spring off, you have this nub hanging down right here on this yellow retention cap. If you go to the 4th clip down, at least I found on mine, I couldn't barely get the needle, the cap to close down on the needle, and when I did, it was kicked off to the side, just like that. So then I was able to get the cap back off. It now becomes too long unless you want to trim this cap here, which I didn't. So what I did was I took and I filed down with a real fine file, 1 grooves width, I don't know if you can see that, 1 grooves width off of the top, and then I put it back together and it was still bad. So I'm done with the Dyno Jet Kit. You know, I'm still going to use the spring just because I don't have the stock one. But in the meantime, about the same time, I ordered the Moose rebuild kit. The main reason I did is the needle valve. This is the one that was in it. It's got a groove going around this rubber tip. And so it's, at some point it's going to fail. That groove will get big enough to where it'll start letting gasoline pass. The other reason I got it was because I didn't have the stock needle for the bike, since mine already came with a needle from Dynojet. And you can look at the difference even when you have this in here. The stock needle, it sits quite a bit higher than the Dynojet, and there's not much of a taper to the Dynojet. It looks like it's pretty much the same size until you get to this portion right here. So what I'm going to do is I ordered the Keihin jets from a guy off eBay. It was 39 bucks. You get, oh, let me see, you get a 52 and a 55 pilot. You also get a, here it is, 155, 158, 160, and 162 main jet. And then they give you 2 little shims, which I measured, and they are, let me get this thing going, and they are 20 thousandths each. I believe on the Dave's mods, I'm done with Dynojet's mods. They don't work. But anyway, so these are right at 21,000. And I believe Dave's said to get shims like 30 or 40 or 20 to 40. But anyway, they give you 2 of them with this. And then I'll be able to use the stock needle. So anyway, before I put it all together again for the umpteenth time, I just thought I'd do a small video. That way if it does work, which would be cool, and I don't have the surge as I'm flying down the freeway at 3/4 throttle, then I don't have to take it apart and show you all this gizmo rigmarole stuff. So anyway, so that's where I'm standing right now. The Dynojet stuff for me and my bike is a 2008. I have a unifilter. I have the snorkel pulled. I have the smog pump block off, and they're running a stock exhaust. So other than that, it's stock. But I cannot get this Dynojet one to stop surging. At my elevation is about 1,500 feet. I cannot get it to stop surging. Like I said, it runs good off idle and stuff, but going down the freeway, it's just back and forth. It's just, you know, and then it gets to the point where it doesn't want to go any faster. It doesn't want to do anything. It just gets annoying as it could be. So I'm going to put the stock needle in, and I'm just going to, you know, here's the instructions that came with the guy from eBay. And that was a fair price. It was $39 with shipping for 6 jets. And then here's the instructions. And so this is the way I'm going to put it together. You have the needle holder, the little spring, which is that guy. And the washer goes under this head right here, which I understand that. And then the needle. The washer on the Dynojet was different, and I thought it was kind of odd. But it was above the clip. So I don't know if they just didn't want the spring to get hung up in the E-clip. When I tried to move the needle down one position, and I had that needle cock off to the side, when I pulled it back out, it had actually had so much pressure on it, it deformed the little E-clip. This is a brand new one I had. I had an extra off another bike. So it actually ruined the E-clip by placing it on the 4th from the top setting, because that made it too long to get, there it is in my hand, this little cap on, due to this. I'll use this for a pointer because that's all they're good at, to get this nub. So, you know, so that's where I'm at now. I'm going to go put this thing back together, run her down the road. Hopefully this is the last time. I have become fairly good at pulling this thing off, putting it back on. And you know, the Moose Dyno Jet Kit, as far as I'm concerned, is garbage. The Moose Carburetor rebuild kit, which I paid, I think, $23 for, that's kind of a deal because you get all new screws, gaskets, and then the part I didn't have was the needle. Had I gone to Honda, I'm sure it would have been expensive. And then the other part I needed was this needle valve right there. And I'm sure that would have been way over the price of the rebuild kit. And then I got extra parts, so that's cool. Not that I'll need them, but I have extra parts. So some point maybe. But anyway, so this Moose carburetor kit, rebuild kit was good. The Dynojet Stage 1 kit, yeah, I wouldn't, you know, I'd rather have my $50 back than that box sitting on my counter. I guess it's a $50 plastic carburetor jet box is what you're getting. So I know the Dave mods want you to drill the holes. Even though I have the lighter spring, I'm still going to drill the holes that they want. I'm thinking it's a 30 seconds or something like that. But anyway, don't quote me on that. But like I said, I just wanted to make some kind of video before I put it back together, because if I put it back together and it runs great, I'm not pulling it back apart. And most of the stuff I've read online, on the web, watching videos on YouTube, most people have the best luck with the 55 Pilot and the 158 main jet. And so that's what I just put in it now. And then I put the new needle valve in it. And then I'm hoping with the shimmed stock needle, I'm done. And then I can start riding the thing, because the jetting has been the whole reason for me not riding the bike. It's just, like I said, it gets so bad where you think you're going to be stranded. If I do this and it still does that, then I got some other kind of problem. Like I said, the whole purpose of this is just to give you an update before I put everything together, because if it runs good, it ain't coming apart for a while. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Okay, and just for an update, I just got my notes. Yeah, the Dave's mod requires a 20 to 30,000 shim. Each one of these are 20. So they give you two 20,000 shims. So I'm just going to run one. And then it's a 5/32 hole that you drill. And I have that drill bit out ready to rock. So Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Anybody want to buy a nice used Moose Racing Dyno Jet Kit, just look me up. $20, it's yours.